This is Water Elemental.
And this is Axis, and we are here today to talk about the League of Legends! This is an ongoing show we do. We talk about what's been going on with everyone's favorite MOBA-style battle game. It's kind of an interesting week. This week, we got a new champion, Mr. Rengar. We talked about him a little bit last week, but we're going into him in depth in terms of what he means for gameplay. We unfortunately did not get a patch for him this week, but we will be getting one soon from what I hear. I think they're holding back because Season 3 is coming to a close, so they kind of want to get things settled for that. We, of course, have Syndra coming up on the horizon. We saw a lot about her at Gamescom, so we'll talk about her a little bit. And we got a cool new thing on the PvE for some skins. Very interesting skin that my co-host happens to be quite enamored with. Some sales, and then our own sections. Let's jump right into it. Rengar just came out. Interesting champion. He is I
hate him.
Extremely boring character.
Every time I see him on my team, I know I'm going to lose, and it is awful.
Rengar, from what I've seen, he's pretty good.
When he's on the enemy team, for me, he's pretty good.
He has everything you really need to be successful. He's got his gap closer, a slow, a decent way to sustain, no mana costs, an attack speed buff, a defensive buff, and a way to keep track of his enemies.
And a non-degrading resource system, from what I know.
Indeed.
As he builds it up, it doesn't deteriorate, so you can store it.
So he's got everything you need to be successful, but that makes him kind of generic. You know, other bruisers, like when Darius came out, Darius might have been, powerful, but he didn't have everything he needed to be successful. You had to make up for that with skill or guile or just plain, intimidation.
Because when Darius would run into a fight and things went bad,
That was his flaw. He was dead. Rengar doesn't have any overt flaws. If he needs to get away, he can ult or bola strike and run away.
He has a heal.
If he's in combat and he's starting to lose, he can use his heal with his defense steroid. If he needs to do some extra damage, he has his attack speed steroid and his attack, timer reset. He's got everything he needs, which that shouldn't be something we complain about and say this is ridiculous. But it's kind of bland,
It's really annoying because he has everything. There isn't a flaw to it. Like, all right, he's gonna in the late game.
Yeah.
If you solo top, he's gonna constantly be gap closing. He's gonna run up into the brush and then jump on you, walk away. For melee he has a very nice harassment, and then he has the bola. He's got the heal, which keeps him in lane a lot longer than other champions. He doesn't have a resource system. He's got way too much to him. And
I wouldn't say too much. I mean, he's not overwhelming, but he has everything he needs.
Yeah, compared to other, usually when you have a lane mate, you can actually identify what his weakness is. But with him, it's a lot harder because he has so much.
Yeah, like when I was playing last week with Diana, a friend and I, that was even in the video, actually. I was playing Jace, and he was playing Diana. And the thing is, Diana had sort of the same flaw as Darius, is that she didn't really have a good escape mechanism. And so I was playing Jace, and I made up for that weakness by giving her that quick escape mechanism. And so I feel like Rengar, since he does have everything to him already, I think they kind of made his damage a little bit lighter, which is good, but it still makes for a boring champion. From what I've seen, he's effective in his role. He's not the most effective, and he's not the least effective. But he's very well-rounded and wholly just tedious.
He seems very tedious. His chase, you have to constantly run into the bush, like I said before, just so he can get his jump.
Yeah, now those are two things that I did like about him. Is that they didn't just give him a gap close. They said, alright, if you're in bush or stealth, you can leap, which is neat.
And I do like that it has that ring around him that pops up.
Yeah, it's got that little ghost ring.
That's really nice. They need to add that for more champions. Like, I was playing Soraka.
They should do that for, Kale.
Yeah, where you have kind of an invisible ring so you can kind of judge where things are instead of highlighting that. You need something like that for more champions. Like Soraka's Q, you can never really tell unless you highlight how close you are to something.
Yeah, there should be, a mouse over, and it'll tell you the range.
There's a mouse over, but it's you can't, when you're playing the game, you can't constantly mouse over the Q to see where things are, that is a nice mechanic thing, and hopefully they add that to more champions.
Indeed. And then the other thing I liked was his bone tooth necklace. It's interesting. It's a lot like Victor in some ways, but completely different in that Victor's you're required to get. Rengar's if you think you're going to snowball, it's a very good item to pick up.
But that's the thing. It's a snowball item. It's not like Victor's where has a static effect. It's determined whether or not you have kills or not. So that's glad that they put it as a viable item instead of like Victor's static.
Yay, verily. And yeah, Rengar, what do you give him?
I give him a 7. He's a bland character. I like his art style and stuff like that, but they haven't really given him anything to exceed that. His lore is kind of boring, and his character model looks great. His skills are decent. He has a cool, interesting passive, but at this point, people don't know how to play him, and unfortunately, so many people are playing him lackluster that I have a very, very biased opinion that I don't like him.
I gave him a 5.
Wow!
He's a very generic character. His lore is horrifically bad. It's so stupid. It doesn't make sense. It's just, he's a hunter. This guy beat him up, and he wants to hunt him even harder. Then he joined the League of Legends! You're like, what? What?
Is the guy in the league?
No, he's not at all. Like I said earlier, he's got everything, but it's not like surprising and it's not new, so it's very boring. His character design, I don't like it. I mean, it's cool that we have a cat person now, or whatever he is, but it's like, okay, it's the Predator. That's funny, we get it.
Meow.
His login music was awful. I mean, I hate to clump that in there, but like the week before, Diana's was like, oh, that's really good.
Like, you got like...
And then I log in this week, it's like, I'm like, really? That's okay. So it's just a combination of factors. I mean, he's got a boring backstory. He's got a very simple character design, kind of bland artwork, and just a whole bland theme to him.
Okay, I gotta bring this up. He is Leomon from Digimon, and I hope to God he follows the Leomon syndrome where he dies in every season. He is the character that just dies constantly. So hopefully there's some lore to that. Just give him that shitty backdrop of
Aslan?
Yes, that too. Just give him every bad lion characteristic. Lion King.
Lion Jesus. That's Rengar. You guys will probably disagree with me, but I found him really boring. And that's sad because
I haven't seen a good one on my team yet. Like they're always
it's not that I'm not judging based on the bad ones I've seen. I've seen a lot of bad ones, but it's just a bland character to me. And we're so far in the league, and we've had a lot of good examples of interesting characters. Hell, Syndra, I'm looking forward to, like, a lot. She looks so cool.
She has new mechanics. That's the stuff that we judge on.
Speaking of segues, Syndra! We talked about her abilities a little bit last week, and she's going to be the next upcoming champion. She looks very swell. We've finally seen her lore and everything. She is unfortunately not Cassidon's daughter. She is an Ionian. Again, this sort of ties into Rengar's lore a little bit, where it doesn't make sense for her to join the league. It's basically like, she has a castle that she controls, nothing can stop her. Then she joined the League of Legends.
See, remember, there's a lot of, like, interesting characters, like Poppy's, for example. She was from Bandle City, and she was attacked, and Garen saved her. So she joins Demacia, and then she, because of Garen, joins the league. Then you have Fiddlesticks, which was a creation of a bunch of
summoner that just brutally murders everyone in the world.
And he's locked up he's like got his own room, and he's locked up in there, and he can't leave. So they just send him onto the fields when they're desperate. So you got characters like that, and then you have, sup, I got a castle, bro. I'm bored. Join the league.
It doesn't even say in her lore that she joined the league. Like, it just, she's going to destroy the weak and the leaders of Ionia and anyone who would shackle her. Well, the league is a shackle of sorts. But hey, she's in the league now. It just, I don't know. It's a little goofy.
It's like they're purposely avoiding Jace's daughter lately. You notice that?
Cassidon's daughter, you mean?
Oh. I'm sorry.
Jace's daughter.
Jace's daughter.
Yeah! This is what my daughter looks like.
The hammer. Have you seen my daughter? Smack in the face. But yeah, it's just, they're avoiding so much. Like, there's a lot of things that people, like, on the lore forums, stuff like that, talk about, and they kind of, like, step around that because they don't want to upset those people, but at the same time, by ignoring the fact, it's making them mad.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm really looking forward to her. I can't wait to just pick up minions and throw them at people. Just like,
Golem throw! That's like the worst way to like mess with jungle, like counter jungle. You just kind of throw down a ward, and just.
Oh, I have to get rid of him. I have to get rid. Oh god! Oh god! Where did he go? Oh, it'll be funny. But yeah, Syndra, I'm looking forward to her, even if her lore is kind of crummy too. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Now, we're gonna be moving on to some PBR stuff, and
Hey, buddy.
and
We got a patch coming out. We got some good stuff. Graves is getting a nerf. Alistair's getting a nerf. Diana's getting a nerf. Twitch and Evelyn are getting some buffs. Nunu is getting a nerf. Shen's getting a nerf. It's just a lot of nerfs. You can check it out. There's full PvP patch notes at surrender20.net. We use these guys a lot. They've got great information. They're really good about picking it back up. Another cool thing on the PvE is the refund system. A lot of people ask for refunds for, things they accidentally got or things they didn't really care for. Now you get like 3 credits, and it's an automated system that lets you refund your dudes. Very good news. I'm curious to see if they'll let you get more credits in some other way, but
maybe get like 3 every year and a half or something like that.
Yeah, every like month or 2. Who knows?
Well, even a month or 2 is a little too much, because then people could abuse that system. And I've already found ways to abuse the system with the 3 credits we already got. Like, there's a skin or something like that, you do it for a bit, and then a new skin comes out, and you're like, I don't want that, and just kind of swap.
Yeah, because like that would be funny in ARAM, is you just buy a skin for the champion you're playing and refund it.
Yeah, exactly. But the biggest news we got was a new skin for Sona.
Oh, this is the biggest news?
This is...
Alright, go ahead, no. Lay it
well,
out
I don't see anything.
Lay it out for me, support boy.
Alright. Sona's got what has been codenamed Pax Sona, and this is Sona in very bright colors and with all new particle effects. Almost a legendary skin.
Rainbow.
Yeah, she has it's a video game themed. Her ultimate looks like Dance Dance Revolution. Every time she puts a debuff or something, it has like RPG, speed down, boost down, stuff like that. A lot of really cool, interesting stuff that a lot of characters don't have, and I'm excited for it because I love Sona, and this skin is just awesome. But people have been worried about this being a how do you say it?
PAX exclusive.
Pack exclusive, like Twisted Fate and
Janna, or not Janna, but what's her face?
Sivir.
Severe.
This one will be available for everyone. You can pick it up. It's going to be in the same format as Rammus, the new Rammus skin, where they're going to be handing out codes for it, but you'll be able to pick it up in the store. They haven't said the price yet, but I'm happy they said that, because when I saw the announcement, I got excited and then saw it. It was codenamed Pax Sona. So.
Oh no!
Oh no! Yeah, you were running on fumes as far as news this week. Gamescom.
What do we got for sales this week?
For Champions skin sales this week, we have Bloodstone Taric.
Bloodstone Taric, you're the support guy. What do you think?
I love this skin. This is the newest and probably the best looking skin for Taric right now.
It's the only serious one he has.
Yeah, the other one is... The only one you can pick up is the pink one, because they got rid of the green one for some unknown reason. Yeah, but this one's really great. It changed the color of all his auras. His ultimate is red instead of blue. He has a great color to it, and it's a very high detailed skin. Pick it up, definitely if you're a Taric player.
Gems.
Next up, we have Pentakill Yorick.
Pentakill Yorick. Yorick's not necessarily a very popular champ. He's a great top lane, but he falls off pretty quickly. But this is a neat looking skin for him. He's got his cool guitar, top hat. The other skin he has the cool lantern. So if you're looking for more of a goofy skin, this is definitely the one, but it's still pretty dark. And it's not bad at all. I would definitely recommend it, especially for only $4.87.
And finally, we have Full Metal Pantheon.
This is the first time Full Metal Pantheon's ever been on sale, and it's a very good skin. It doesn't match up too well with the other Full Metal skins, but if you're looking for a theme team, this is definitely one to go with.
Even if it's not a Full Metal skin, because it kind of doesn't fit in that whole role, it's still a good-looking skin.
Oh, yeah, by far.
Very high detail, especially since all his other ones just are him with a different shield.
Indeed. What do we got for champion sales?
For champion sales, we have Taric, Ezreal, and Trundle.
Taric is, of course, very strong support. One of the only ones with a good, consistent stun. Very easy way to knock down champions. And with certain champions, like, let's say, Vayne, Corki, just that 2-second stun is enough to get a kill. It's almost like having a kill lane. And
with his aura that gives a increased armor buff and
makes
his
trading
ultimate
really easy. Ezreal, of course, one of the most popular ADs right now. He's got a lot of viability, both AP and AD, though AP will probably get some flack. He's very, very good, especially if you can land those skill shots. A lot of fun to play. You're always doing something, and that on-a-hit effect is awesome.
Plus, you have the across-the-map rage-inducing ultimate.
Indeed. Trundle. Trundle's one of my favorite champions to play. He was really, really good when he first came out.
Very good.
Due to the way the game's changed and the way his animations work, and just the fact that he's kind of dated, he's kind of fallen behind. The fact that with a certain amount of attack speed, you start to lose DPS from your Q. The fact that he has really long cooldowns, that his pillar's kind of unreliable, and that his ult's so short kind of makes him a little, well, I shouldn't say a little bit, very team dependent. I'd be careful when picking him up, but he's definitely a lot of fun and very different from any other champion you're going to play. So if you're looking for something different and new and to run the jungle and just be a terror, give it a shot. And that's really it for official news this week. We can move on to our own section. Our first question this week comes from Zachly11. He says, what do you think they should do for some cool and unique champions? This is something we talked about a while ago. I actually had a contest for this sort of thing to see what you guys thought about it. I'm going to stick to my original answer, and mine's almost like a Twisted Fate-esque champion, where you sort of have a little bit of RNG with some of your choices. Like, he's basically a big guy that walks around with a satchel full of loot, and you can pull out random weapons that change the effects of his other spells, and, you know, he can get bonus damage based on how many items he has. Just cool stuff where it factors around sort of metagame choices. Like if you built more AP, you might do more damage with a scepter you'll pull out of your loot bag rather than a sword. So I think it'd be really fun just to try out something where you're like, okay, my build determines how the champion plays rather than the champion's base abilities.
Well, we've already seen some very unique champions come out recently. We have Jace with the 2 different weapons he can swap around, and that's something that they can integrate with more types. You have one that we have a champion kind of like Pantheon where he has a shield and he has a spear. What he could do is you can switch into defensive mode and get a defensive buff, and you're going to have like some crowd control, some armor buffs, and you know, you get like some auras around him. And then he switches to his pole arm, and then from there he's able to kind of like do a long-range pole attack and stuff like that, kind of like Xinyao. So you can kind of have a defensive thing, or even switch from like a defensive guy to a spellcaster, something like that. Just kind of swap things around. We could even have someone, this is what I've been thinking of as the newest champion, it's kind of like the Dark Oracle. And what the Dark Oracle could have is, she would have a passive where, as she levels up, she kind of gains a little bit more sight off her wards, and her Q ability would be kind of like these wards she'd place down, and she can kind of, if she's in the range, she can kind of grapple onto the wards and pull forward, and she can have very high ganking potential.
Almost like Root Felon.
Yeah, and have like support where she can kind of, and
Root Felon from Dota, he puts up wards on trees, and then he can hide inside of those trees.
Yeah, something like that, where she would be a support, but she'd be a very mobile support. We don't really have very mobile support. Sona's probably the most mobile. So she could just kind of have like a ward leading up to middle lane from bot, and if in case of trouble, she can like leash from one to another, and then come up there, heal, and then, or slow or something like that. It'd be kind of like an aura bot with kind of some other abilities to it, and that would be kind of interesting too.
It's almost kind of like Shen, where she can jump to someone who needs it.
Yeah, but she would have to continuously ward, and having a ward ability like that would be, you know, everybody would be like, well, that's unfair because everybody else has to buy wards. But she'd be lacking in
she'd lose another ability.
Yeah, but
it's almost like Teemo Shrooms. You know, Teemo Shrooms, sure, they're a bunch of wards, but he doesn't have a combat ult anymore.
Yeah. But that's just a few things I've been kind of drumming up personally, but
cool.
Thanks for the question, Zach Lee, and we're moving on to our next one from Senior Master 12. And he asks us, we know that some champions and skins are based on the Warhammer universe, like Cho and some Garrisons. Do you guys want from Riot more champion skins based on the Warhammer universe? I personally do like some of the Warhammer skins.
Yeah, like the Darius Emperor skin's pretty swell.
So is the Nautilus skin. That's probably my favorite one for Nautilus, where he has like the nice gold trim and the black.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite race actually from Warhammer is the Dark Eldar. And if we get a skin where they kind of have someone in that nice, pointed, dark armor with glowing eyes.
Like Diana's skin's almost kind of like that.
Yeah, if you give her, but she would have give Caitlyn a dark Eldar type of skin, or
like
give
with
Kog'Maw
like a
or
plasma gun or something.
yeah, and give a Tyranid skin to Cho'Gath. That'd even be kind of cool. You know, there's some options you can do with the Warhammer thing, and having some more of that like space punk kind of dark scenery would be kind of cool for the game.
I personally don't know a whole lot about Warhammer, 40K, or fantasy. But from what I've seen, the skins that I've been told are based on them are pretty swell, so I wouldn't mind one or two more. But I don't want it to become a dominating theme, honestly.
No, not at all. And the Warhammer fantasy universe, I'm not even sure if there's anything I can really point out that would be good. You know, there's generic elves and stuff like that. It would be kind of funny to see an orc skin, Warhammer orc skin.
Well, the that new Mundo skin's almost kind of like that, but it's more like Axe from.
It is Axe from.
I love Axe. Such a jerk. Hey, how much health do you have? Yeah, you're dead.
Oh.
But that's it for questions this week, guys. We love questions, and we usually try to answer one or two every week. You can post them in a comment section below here on the YouTube video, or you can send them to our email at spazticgaming@gmail.com, or on our forums at spazticgaming.com. There's a little forum link on the top. Website's looking really great these days. For longer form questions that we can sort of discuss, the email and the forums are probably the best bet, but if for shorter, more just, bite-sized questions, the comments are probably the best for you guys. But that's all we have for this week. We're looking forward to all the stuff coming out. I can't wait for Syndra.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We also, just an announcement here, we are going to be playing Guild Wars 2. Someone, you, talked me into playing Guild Wars 2. You do this all the time. We are looking for people, see what they're doing with Guild Wars 2. If you guys are planning on joining the server, Axis and I...
We're going to be on Tarnished Coast because I'm a role-playing loser. And I'm just running a role-play guild, so if you want to be a loser with me, you guys can post something on the forums or send it to our email.
Definitely. I want to interact with you guys as far as that. I'm going to be playing on the server as well. I'm not going to be role-playing as much as him. Probably just if someone approaches me and starts up a conversation, I might. But I'll probably be more or less just running kind of side events and kind of like guild-oriented stuff. Might even do a few videos. There's actually, as we speak, there is... a stress test, so I might make a video right now about that.
Ooh.
So, anyways, if you guys are interested, check it out. It's going to be in the Guild Wars 2, going to be the MMO of the month page.
Flavor of the MMO.
Yeah, so... But yeah, this has been Water Elemental.
This has been Axis, and it is 1 day and 7 hours away.